I never thought I'd tell this story, but maybe someone out there will learn from my mistakes. That's how it began. A simple post on r/startups by a user named DevGhost, recounting the rise and collapse of a promising app, a friendship destroyed, and the life that unraveled faster than anyone could imagine. The post included screenshots of private conversations, emails, and even portions of the original code. It went viral within hours, drawing thousands of comments, upvotes, and shares. Evan, the real-life developer behind DevGhost, hadn't intended for this exposure. But after months of silence and despair, sharing the story felt like the only way to reclaim his voice. 3 years earlier, Evan and Miles met in college, bonded by long coding sessions and shared visions of changing the tech world. Both were computer science students, ambitious, idealistic, and sleep-deprived. Late nights turned into mornings filled with energy drinks, keyboard clacks, and bursts of creative problem-solving. After graduation, they moved to San Francisco, the epicenter of tech dreams. Their apartment was tiny, barely enough for 2 desks, a couple of beds, and their equipment. Nights were spent alternating sleep shifts so both could code, test, or plan. Their goal was ambitious: build an app that would combine AI with human reflection. The concept for Echo Mind was simple, yet revolutionary. A voice-based journaling platform that organized spoken thoughts into private reflections, helping users process their emotions, memories, and ideas. The prototype was rough, but when they demoed it to friends and mentors, the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. By their 2nd month in the city, they had a working prototype and managed to pitch to early-stage investors. This first taste of attention fueled their ambition. They were convinced they could change the world. The app's closed beta drew attention from tech blogs and influencers. It was praised as the next big thing in personal AI and a breakthrough in mental wellness technology. Within 6 months, they raised $400,000 in seed funding, enough to rent a slightly larger office and hire 2 junior developers. But with success came tension. Miles wanted to scale fast, launch marketing campaigns, impress investors, and expand aggressively. Evan, more cautious, focused on refining the code, fixing bugs, and ensuring privacy and stability. Meetings that once felt productive started to feel like battlegrounds. Arguments became silent grudges. Their shared dream, once a unifying force, began to create emotional distance. Beyond the office, the personal bond between Evan and Miles also strained. Late nights spent coding together had once fostered deep trust, but now each conversation carried suspicion. Miles would joke about deadlines, while Evan quietly worried if the AI was processing user data securely. Small incidents, like forgotten messages or missed meetings, escalated into tension-filled silences. Evan's other friends noticed the change. "You guys aren't talking like before," one remarked during a casual meetup. Evan smiled, nodded, but felt a gnawing unease. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to happen, though he didn't yet know what. It happened abruptly, like a cold wave crashing over him. One Thursday morning, Evan arrived at the office expecting routine work. The lights were off. Computers were shut down. Emails bounced. Their GitHub repository, gone. Slack workspace, inaccessible. Miles had transferred the entire codebase to a new company he had registered alone, Echo AI Labs. Investors were quickly persuaded that Evan was unstable and incapable of continuing. Overnight, the project they had built together became Miles's solo venture. Evan tried everything: calling, texting, emailing. No reply. The friendship that had defined his life vanished in an instant. In his journal that night, Evan wrote, "I built something beautiful, and my best friend took it from me." Determined to reclaim his creation, Evan sought legal counsel. Attorneys confirmed he had a strong intellectual property case, but litigation would have been expensive and prolonged. Evan didn't have the resources for years of court battles. Meanwhile, Miles rebranded and launched the app under the name Vocal Space. Within a year, it had millions of users and a valuation exceeding $5 million. Watching the app he had poured his life into succeed without him was unbearable. Each notification, each article, reminded him of the loss, feeding frustration and depression. Evan retreated from social life. Sleep became erratic. Nights were spent staring at lines of code that now seemed meaningless. Friends tried to reach out, but Evan was consumed by a mix of anger, grief, and self-doubt. He questioned his judgment, his talent, and even his ability to trust others. He began documenting everything privately: screenshots, emails, timestamps. Each detail was a reminder of the betrayal, but also a lifeline. Writing became a form of therapy, a way to make sense of chaos. Months later, Evan created a Reddit account, DevGhost, and wrote his story in full. He included evidence, screenshots of chat logs, GitHub commits, emails with investors, and internal documents showing contributions and timelines. Posting was terrifying. What if people laughed? What if he was dismissed as jealous or unprofessional? But the sense of relief after pressing submit was immediate. The post went viral almost instantly. Thousands of comments poured in, messages of support, shock, and outrage. Tech journalists reached out, and bloggers began covering the story. Vocal Space's PR team scrambled to respond, but the narrative was already public. Evan did not post for revenge. He posted to reclaim his voice, to share the truth. Miles's public image suffered. Investors began asking questions. Internal conflicts arose at Vocal Space due to ethical concerns. Evan himself, however, found little solace. The friendship was irreparably broken. The trust shattered. Fame, in the form of viral Reddit attention, brought neither peace nor restoration. He gave interviews and podcasts, cautiously recounting his experience. While some recognized his bravery, the feeling was bittersweet. One supportive comment summed it up perfectly. Maybe success was never stolen. Maybe it was shared and broken. Evan's story is a cautionary tale for anyone entering the tech world. Always secure contracts and legal agreements from the start. Protect intellectual property rigorously. Be wary of mixing friendship and business. Understand that ambition can cloud judgment, even among trusted allies. Despite the loss, Evan learned personal truths about resilience, adaptability, and humility. He understood that while material success can be taken, experience and lessons cannot. Months later, Evan quietly began a new project. Alone this time, no hype, no press coverage, no deadlines imposed by investors. Just work, reflection, and rebuilding. He reflected, "I built an app to help people understand their thoughts, and it ended up destroying mine. But if sharing my story prevents someone else from the same fate, maybe it wasn't in vain." The Reddit post remains one of the most read stories in the r/startups community, inspiring discussion, debate, and reflection. It serves as a testament to human ambition, vulnerability, and the complicated cost of chasing dreams.